What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and I mean, the title, I'm not sure what I'm titling this, but the title's probably going to give it away, so, I mean, spoilers. We're going to talk about The Walking Dead issues, was it 190 through 192? Lord. Okay, a lot has been going on in the comics. I mean, just so much. And we're now with this group called the Commonwealth. And I mean, if you guys watched my previous videos, you know what's going on. So I'm not going to try to recap too much. So just go watch those or look it up online. I don't know. Anyways, here in 190, we have the zombies that Eugene and Stephanie were trapped by coming to Commonwealth now. Everyone's trying to get out of there, and Rick and his people, you know, the people that are at the Commonwealth, and Mercer and some of the guards, they're doing what they can, but there's just so many zombies, so they gotta hide. Next thing you know, you hear boom, boom. It's like, you know, Rick's people's little like horn thing, you know. And here comes Maggie, and all, like almost everyone else from the rest of the communities, and they come to save the day, and they're kicking ass. And then it ends with Pamela Milton showing up, and she's like, "Oh, how stupid of me! I should have known." And you're like, "Oh no, you dumb bitch!" And she's like, "I should have known all along. You were just doing this to take over my community. You were trying to be my friend, but not really. So, hell no, I'm not letting this happen." And Rick's like, no, are you stupid? Obviously not. That's not what we're doing. And she's like, "Oh man, I've been so stupid, so you know what? Attack!" And that issue ends, and I'm like, shit. Everything we've been trying to avoid happens. Dwight died for nothing. And then we get to issue 191. Still Dwight died for nothing, but anyways, and Rick's like, no, stop, everybody stop, please. And I left out of the sleeve so I could read some stuff from it, and Rick stops them from, you know, attacking everyone attacking each other. And let me see, okay. Pamela looks down at, looks at all of her people, because they all stopped when Rick said stop, so did Rick's. And, she was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "They're being reasonable, Pamela. Something I know you're capable of. I've seen it. Try it again, unless you want to fight this fight on your own." And she gives him a look like, "Oh, you motherfucker." And he goes, "That's what I thought." And I'm going to just read a bunch of shit Rick said, because it's very important. "We don't want to fight. I can see that. Killing each other will only succeed in costing some of us our lives. I think we've all been through so much, too much. Let's not do that again. I've fallen in love with the Commonwealth. I've seen what you've accomplished here, and it is wondrous. I would fight to maintain it. I would kill to protect it. I have." Talking about Dwight. "So I understand why we're here right now. But I look around," and as he's saying this, he's slowly taking off his little, like, you know, hook thing for his nub. "But I look around and I see fear and anger and hatred. That's not what this place is about. That's not who we are." And he takes off his nub and he's like, "This is who we are. This world has scarred us mentally and physically. We carry those scars with us each and every day. They serve as a reminder of what we've lived through, what we've done to survive, what others have done to us to survive. Sacrifices made, all to get us here, to this point. To have so many of us here, to be safe, to be close to the way things were before. I used to think we had to put our humanity on hold, embrace a savageness, in order to survive, because our world, the one we knew, was never coming back. I was wrong. We are on the road back. I can see our future ahead of us, and it is bright. We no longer live surrounded by the dead. We're no longer among them, not living on borrowed time. We do not live minute to minute in minutes stolen from the dead. We can be happy, we can be content, and we can have peace. We can live again. We are not The Walking Dead." If you know anything about the comics, even he does it in the show. It's not as like monumentous in the show as it is in the comics, but still, it's just insane. It's truly amazing to see this picture side by side. I mean, it's not in the comic, but to look at the issue from back, I don't know, it was like issue 30 something, I believe. I could be wrong, but either way, it was forever ago. To see Rick, to see him then and now, to see him saying, we are the Walking Dead, telling his wife, his unborn child, Carl, Ty, Michonne, Glenn, damn, that's sad. Whew. Anyways, and telling all of them that we are the Walking Dead. That's the way we have to live in this world now. But not anymore. Rick has built this world, multiple communities, 5+ I believe, and now the Commonwealth, and just everything he's done, all the lives he's taken, all the lives that have been taken from him. You don't have to live that way anymore. Rick Grimes has done everything to get us back to where we belong. And he's not going to let anybody take that away again. I'm going to read some more here. At least we don't have to be. Not anymore. I think of this world as a gift. Even after all the pain it's caused me, it's a chance to rebuild things better than they were before. We haven't worked as hard as we have just to bring back old, flawed, unfair systems. We deserve a better world. A world we will appreciate. Because of what we've just lived through, we should have an elevated sense of respect for each other. Because we know what we've all lived through. But that's not the case, is it? We don't seem to have that respect for each other. And you're clinging to old ways, where the few live in a position over the many. And you see Pamela looking, she can't speak, she's speechless. And then Rick's like, why? Governor Milton, I see now I was wrong to support you. I was trying to keep the peace, hoping you would see the error of your ways eventually, that change would come from within. Now I see you for what you truly are, someone who craves power above all else. You would lead your people into killing each other just to maintain that power? I ask you, people of the Commonwealth, is that the kind of leader you want, that you deserve? And everyone shouts together, no. Then let your voice be heard. Take charge of your lives. Bring about a Commonwealth that works for you rather than against you. If you don't want Pamela Milton to lead, then don't let her lead you. And then Mercer starts to, cuff her and take her away. Son Sebastian's all, no, you can't arrest my mom, da 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 da. And she tells him, unless you want to end up in a cell right next to me, just shut the fuck up. And he looks all defeated. And now we have the Commonwealth and Rick's people all working together. Sebastian's being a dick. Everyone's trying to work together. Sebastian he's just ruining it. Jesus was like, what an asshole. Mercer's talking about how no one in this town has ever lifted a finger, and now Rick Grimes has inspired them. They've all come together, and they're all cleaning up the mess of the zombies, the violence. They're gonna rebuild this community to make it better. And now Rick has come to visit Pamela in her cell. And she says, come to gloat? Not even a little bit. I came to apologize. Things got a little out of hand out there. I wanted to prevent bloodshed. I didn't intend for it to end in your arrest. But when Mercer started to take you away, I realized that maybe people were too worked up. You were safer here. I forget. Who was it that worked them up in the first place? You, Pamela. I mean, I guess also Rick, but you. Your power was threatened, and you led an army back here to slaughter your own people. You're really going to criticize what I did? Slaughter is a strong word. I didn't. I got carried away. I feel like for the Commonwealth to succeed, I need to be in control. You don't know how complicated things are here. I thought I was saving lives by staying in charge. I think you actually believe that. Despite it being completely wrong, I know how much pressure you're under every day. I've made my share of mistakes myself. So that's what this was to you? A mistake? I'm in a generous mood. Let me go. There's a gaping hole in the wall a few cells down. I don't know how safe this building is, and I figured you'd prefer to sleep in your own bed tonight. Do I still have my own bed, or are you going to escort me to some communal tent? I'm not kicking you out of your home. How does that work? Some of us have nicer homes than others. Not exactly fair, is it? Who runs the nice rooms? Who decides now? I don't know. We'll just have to figure that out together. You're naive. And then Mercer walks in and says, and you've got a couple guards waiting to escort you home. Go. And he asks Rick, you sure about this? She poses no threat. No one wants her to be in charge anymore. You think she'll be safe? Everyone is so happy and optimistic, I think she'll be fine. I'll keep guards on watch near her place just in case. And now Rick and Michonne talk about how amazing this place has been, and Michonne thinks that Rick should be the new leader of the Commonwealth, and he's like, no, I got my own place back home. And she's like, I feel like everyone wants you to be the leader, but he's like, no, we're gonna have an election for that. And he tells Michonne that she's laid a lot of the groundwork for here, and that she should be the new Commonwealth leader. And then we have Carl and Rick talking, and it's kind of a funny scene. Carl's like, are you gonna do it? And he's like, what, run for governor? He's like, definitely not. And Carl's like, you can call it something else. And Rick's like, no, it's not that, because, you know, the governor. And he talks about, you know, if I just come right in here to take over her place, people will realize that and turn on me. And the Commonwealth needs to grow from within. It needs someone who already lives here, and we can all work together, da-da-da-da-da. And Carl's asking, how does he know this will be right? And he's like, it's just a feeling, we'll figure it out like we always do. And Carl's like, my feeling is sometimes wrong. And Rick's saying, mine is too, but that's alright. And they say their good nights, and they go their separate ways. Rick goes to sleep, and his door creaks open, and he's like, what? And it's Sebastian standing there with a gun over him. And he's telling him, don't fucking move, you ruined everything, da-da-da-da-da. And Rick's like, don't, seriously. And he tries to talk him down. Doesn't work. And he shoots him in the chest, and Rick starts to bleed out. And he's like, what did you do? And that's the end of that issue. And it left me off back at the beginning of May scared for Rick Grimes. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I knew I would feel so much better after reading 192. I was wrong. We pick right back up with Sebastian holding that gun and Rick bleeding out. And he takes 3 more shots into him. Rick falls back onto his bed. Sebastian drops his gun and runs away. And Rick lays there all night long. The next morning, you see Jesus and Aaron outside eating, and Carl is talking to them. They're like, you want to join us? And he's like, no, I'm going to go see if my dad's up and ready. So Carl goes to check on him, sees that the door's creaked open, and Rick's just standing there zombified. Carl doesn't even think, blam. Doesn't get emotional, doesn't happen. Nothing happens, he reacts. He just sees the dead and shoots him. Rick Grimes is officially dead. And that's just crazy. Carl says later in this issue to Michonne about how right after the prison got overrun and everyone was separated, it was just him and Rick. And when he thought he turned, he couldn't pull the trigger. He was afraid to be alone. He just saw his dad. But now that he's grown up so much, all he saw was just the dead. He didn't even see his dad for a second. And he regrets it. He tells Michonne that he wishes that he wouldn't have come up to check on him. He wishes he would have just let him sleep in longer. Because that's what he would have been doing, is just sleeping in longer. And Michonne's like, you know that's not true. And he goes, I know, he wishes it was. Carl, after shooting Rick, he lays on the floor crying and just in shock. And the guards come and they get Mercer and they're like, we'll have to get Michonne, she'll know what to do. And that's when they have that conversation. And it's truly, truly insane. And Carl goes to Pamela and is like, what do you want? She goes, it took 2 days, but we found your father's killer. It was her son, obviously. Now he's in custody. And she's like, I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to kill him? And Carl's like, will he be punished? And she's like, he'll spend the rest of his days in jail. And Carl's like, okay then. And Carl's okay with that. And Michonne tells Pamela on the way out, she says, don't get comfortable sitting at that desk again. Because of everything that happened, you're still not in charge. And Mercer says, like, yeah, bitch. And Carl goes to see Sebastian locked up, and he's like, you're his son, aren't you? I don't know what to say to you. My mother ran this place. My dad died a long time ago. My sister, too. Everything was bad until we got here. Once the Commonwealth was up and running, life had never been better. We made the rules. We were on top. I did whatever I wanted. I thought I could do anything. So when your dad fucked everything up, I thought if he went away, everything would go back to normal. I've never killed anyone before. I know so many people have, so many dangerous people out there, but I haven't. They always say taking a life is hard, but it wasn't. It was so easy. Carl tells him to shut up. You think I'm going to feel sorry for you now? Everyone has been talking about you. No one liked you. No one ever liked you. You're not a good person. I can tell. You're not sad about what you did. You're sad about what happened to you because of it. Your mother was worried I was going to take matters into my own hands, kill you for revenge. I like this better. I get to check on you, see your misery. You get to sit and remember the life that you had. That's far better punishment than death. My dad taught me that. It's more civilized. It's what he would have wanted. All that aside, make no mistake, if you ever get out of the cell for any reason, I will find you, and before I put you back in the cell, I will hurt you. I'll be seeing you. Ta-ta. And Michonne walks up to Carl saying, all set. He's got a casket with Rick's body in the back of this wagon. And Carl's like, yeah, but you don't gotta come with me. Michonne's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be alone. And also, you know, I should be going with you. And Maggie's like, I'm coming with you. And he's like, okay. And Maggie's like, but a few others want to come. And then it shows that all of their squad, you know, everybody from our communities want to come back, obviously, and respect Rick Grimes because they wouldn't be here without him. And now, even some Commonwealth members want to tag along. And it shows all of the various members of the Commonwealth of our communities. You just see it in their faces. And so they hit the road. They got this whole caravan of people. And Carl falls over, falls out of the cart. Michonne jumps off to make sure he's all okay. And he says, he sacrificed so much to create a world where we can say goodbye. Andrea, she got to say goodbye to everyone. But he's just gone. What was it all for? Everything is better now. Safer. The world is different because of him. He survived so much, but now he dies. Oh God. I can't go on without him. I can't do this. Not anymore. And that is the end of the Rick Grimes saga. From issue 1 to issue 192. It's insane. It's truly insane that Rick Grimes is not in the comics anymore. I've told everybody in my life, I mean, in videos, on Snapchat, talking to friends and family, that in the show and the comics, I think the one person who will survive to the end of the series would be Carl Grimes. Obviously, I was wrong about that in the show world, not the comics so far. And the second person I thought that would survive to the end is Maggie. Now, in the show, she's sort of off doing her own thing, but she's supposed to be back even if she doesn't return fully. But I don't know. Comics, she's still alive. Michonne, I think she will die eventually. And in the show, she's supposed to be leaving. Rick Grimes, he left earlier in the show. And now, in the comics, I thought he would survive a lot longer. Like, I truly thought I'd be further down in my life. I thought, I don't know, I thought I'd have more established in life before I read an issue where Rick Grimes died. But he officially is gone. And I know it's just a comic book, but you guys know me, I love comic books. I've been reading them for a long ass time. I mean, for a decade. Holy crap. I mean, that's long because I've only been alive a little over 2 decades now. So, for more than half my life now, I've been reading comic books. And you get close to characters in them. And to see Rick Grimes gone like this, it's truly an amazing feeling. It's not amazing in a good way, but it's amazing in, that's awesome that I got to feel that way. Got to watch him grow from a small county sheriff, you know, to this amazing leader, to basically the president of the apocalypse. Like, just to see his growth and his impact on all sorts of people he's come in contact with. And it's going to be really weird seeing the comics go on without Rick Grimes. And it sucks because we still haven't seen how some people are reacting to it. We don't really know. I mean, yeah, there's most of the people that are, you know, real close to him are there with him. But yeah, Sophia's not close to Rick, but to her, that's like an uncle to her. She's been with him since the beginning, and Sophia doesn't know. Negan has grown to respect Rick immensely over his... He's been around since issue 100, so 92 issues. We've seen that he cares for Rick. Like a best friend brother type of deal. Even though he's a dick, Negan's going to be hurt by the fact that Rick Grimes is gone. So many other people are out there that won't even know. Pete from Oceanside. How's he going to feel about it? There's just so many others, small and big characters, that don't even know he's gone yet. And it's going to be weird going into this world again next month without Rick Grimes. Thank you guys for, you know, sitting down, watching this video with me. This is a different video for me, and I kind of hope to get into more videos like this. I really liked it. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it too. And until next time, we are not. And until next time, we are not The Walking Dead.